So I've been rewatching some of my older content lately, which in my opinion is a good thing to do now and then. It allows you to see how much you've changed, either for the better or for the worse. So you know what to stay consistent with and also what to improve on. I don't want to just remake my old videos, as that would be too repetitive and frankly boring for not just me but for you guys as well. Instead, I want to sort of revisit them and elaborate on the topics I've covered a little more and remind myself why I started doing this in the first place and also explore new topics. For those that don't know, I immigrated to America in December 2021 to be with my husband. Moving from the UK to America to start a new life has not been easy, and it was made even harder with the lockdown in 2020. We hoped to get married and make my move to the US in 2020, but then the lockdown happened and that meant all of our plans had to be postponed. Several times. In fact, we've had to postpone our wedding blessing ceremony 3 times altogether. Also, I tragically lost my sister to cancer, and due to the lockdown, I was unable to see her during her illness as much as I would have in normal times. The grieving process is still an ongoing thing, which makes creating anything extremely difficult for me. I started my channel properly in 2013, which was admittedly a very dark year for me. So to have the YouTube platform as a creative outlet was important for my mental health. Nowadays, I have countless people in my life who feel as passionate for movies and TV shows as I am. Back then, I didn't really have that. Or if I did, the people in my life then who did show interest in movies and shows I liked didn't really want to get into the deep theological discussions I wanted or the analytical level that I was so interested in doing. Saying things like, oh, it's just a movie, or oh, you're just thinking way too deep into this. I like the psychology and the theology behind why movies and shows are made. I also like the more practical side of how these shows are created, looking at the concept art to see how they came to the final product. I think this is primarily because I want to create, and to do that, you need to understand how. So to most consumers, they don't know the how, because that ruins the immersion and the mystery behind how these things are made. I get that to a point, but I also want to give all my attention to the man behind the curtain. I want to know the wizard behind the magic. I'm a firm believer in calling creators wizards because they are just that to me. They find ways to show our dreams and our nightmares on screen in tangible, industrial ways. There's a reason why the first real special effects company was called Industrial Light and Magic. Or maybe the better term for content creators would be mad scientists, creating abominations that they release into an unsuspecting world. The human race are filled with skill, intelligence and knowledge that allows us the ability to devise artistic designs. This is something I want to celebrate, which is why I made this channel in the first place. The pressure that comes with being a content creator is that you often feel like you're playing catch up, or you're missing windows to make videos about stuff that is current. Maybe YouTubers are able to do that because they have a team behind them to help with writing scripts and editing and so on. For me, I tend to do everything myself from my own content because I like having a level of control. I know my style, I know the tone and pacing and rhythm of my videos. People have attempted to edit for me in the past, and I have employed people to do that, but I also have a very small budget, so I cannot employ and pay people to edit my videos for me as much as I would like, so I do pretty much all the work that goes into making videos myself. YouTube channels are very much a reflection of who we are, and I want to make sure that when I am in a better place mentally and practically to make content on a more regular basis again, that I do so from a place that benefits me as a person from a mental health standpoint. I don't want this to become a burden or put myself under pressure when I am already under enough stress with going through the process of immigration and starting a new life in a new country. It's a logistical nightmare. In other words, in spite of how passionate I am about being a content creator, I need to be sure that I have my priorities right. My first priority, of course, is my husband. He comes first in everything I do. I love the very bones of that man, and I want to be sure I am the best version of myself for him. He is so supportive of me and my creative outlets, and he wants what's best for me, which I do appreciate. To quote Glinda from Wicked for a moment, I know because I have people like you watching that I have changed for good. Maybe I haven't changed for the better, but at least I have changed for good, not just as a content creator, but as a person in general. As always, I appreciate the support all of you have given me over the years, especially the last 2 years, which have simultaneously been the best and the worst of my life so far. I will continue to stay creative as my motto goes, but I also feel that it is more important to stay. So for now, I am in the state of staying. I'm not entirely sure what that means exactly, but I'm enjoying the ride of learning or figuring it out for myself. Maybe it simply means staying present, staying faithful, and staying human, staying me. I love you guys, and I appreciate the ongoing support. I'm Mad Munchkin. Stay creative.